Hi. So this week on this week's Insta Live, we're going to be talking to an old friend of mine called Adil Ray. We tried going live before, but it turns out he was on his computer, so he couldn't actually join me on this chat. Hello again. Hi Ria, how's it going? Again, we'll wait till everyone else starts piling in. Hi Nero, how's it going? There we go. Adil requested a video. Excellent. There we go. Requested rather. And we're waiting. And is it working? Fingers crossed. Easy, Manoj. How's it going? Hodge is in the house. Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
We made it happen.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so nuts. We've both got the lockdown sort of grey flaps.
It's getting. This is the Imran Khan look. You know,
and it took me 3 weeks to find a plain black cap exactly like yours. And I was just, it's not in the studio. But yeah, I was walking around today with that on. That's nuts.
So how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Got my tea, cup of tea, nice tea. Yeah.
Cheers, bro. Yeah, it's been a while since I last spoke to you.
So I didn't realise, just to get the technicals out of the way, so you can't do this on a MacBook then. So I was thinking it'd be easier just to, all right.
No, it has to be a phone, I think. I think the idea is that you've got a mobile device and you can go live wherever you want.
Right,
so
okay.
That's probably what it is. Is this the first time you've done this?
It's the first time I've used the internet. It's
But you're fucking brown and it's the first time you use the internet.
This is amazing. No, I had done one of these before. I did it off my phone last time, but then I was all a bit complicated. But I've managed to do it now. It's all fine.
Nice.
Anyway.
Nice. But yeah, like I was saying, the last time we met, I think, was when I was going to a book launch and you were doing some writing sessions. I think on we just met each other by accident.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we were Marleybone.
Yeah.
I would have been at Working Title around the corner. We're doing some stuff with them, I think.
You were doing something top secret.
Yeah. Everything I talk about, everything I do is pretty much top secret until it gets greenlit. I mean, it's you know what it's like in the creative world. You talk so much about projects in this world, and not many of them see the light of day, and then you just feel like a bit of an idiot. You go, what was that thing you were working on that you talked about to Nerm? Well, it didn't happen.
Yeah, so, that happened in Bombay as well.
There's a lot of that going on.
A friend of mine was just like, oh, you're talking to Adil. We met in Bombay. I was like, what? Yeah. And then it was a night out, and apparently, I completely forgot that we met you in Bombay as well.
Oh yeah, that was great. Yeah.
And that was a secret, another top secret project.
That was a really fun. No, I was there. That wasn't a secret. I was there filming Birmingham House.
Shoot! Hang on a second. My in-ear monitor sponge thing's gone. Hang on a second.
Okay.
Hang on a second. There you go. Talk about audio technicals. Yeah, you were shooting what? Sorry.
Birmingham House, the ITV drama with Gurinder Chadha directed it, and it was great. We shot in Mumbai and Delhi. A lot of it was Delhi, Jaipur.
Yeah.
Lovely, yeah. Brilliant.
Nice. That's another thing, right? So I met you when you were on the Asian Network doing your evening show, and I was doing music stuff with Shiva Sound System, so I'd come down and be on your show. And then, fast forward to now, and you're an actor and a comedian. That's a hell of a career change. That's pretty badass.
I know, yeah, it is. I mean, I think in a way, I did the acting thing and the comedian stuff was kind of stuff I secretly probably wanted to do, didn't have the confidence of doing it, And even on the radio show, you might remember, I mean, I was, even when I did the late night show, which was music driven, we still did comedy characters and comedy sketches on there. And even when I moved to Drive Time, I was still trying to do comedy on the radio. So there was always that little desire to do it. And then, you build some confidence up on Asian Network. You think, oh, why not? Why not approach the BBC and say, look, I've got this idea, and a lot of fortune, a lot of good people around me. We made it happen, so it's good.
It is quite insane. I was just thinking back to when you moved to Drive, because that was by the time I got my evening show. Yeah. And then the characters came thick and fast. Yeah. And there was one who was like a bouncer and a clubber, right? Is that right?
Probably, yeah. I think there was, yeah.
And then next thing I know, Citizen Khan was just smashing it. That's quite mad. And I mean, obviously you came under fire for how broad it was, because it's like a primetime comedy. Yeah. But from a Muslim Pakistani family in Birmingham. What? It's probably
no, it was unashamedly broad, really. I mean, I grew up with our family watching big British sitcom, which It's studio sitcom, filmed in front of a live studio audience. You hear the laughter. And
like Hello Hello or something.
Like Hello Hello, Fawlty Towers, Friends in America, you know. And I just, there's something really special, I think, about that comedy. And I loved it. And I didn't go to the BBC saying I wanted to do a studio sitcom, I wanted to do a comedy. And they suggested studio sitcom to me. And, you know, at that time, you had two big shows around. Miranda, which was huge. There was a show called Mrs. Brown's Boys, you know. Some people like it, some people don't. Same as Citizen Khan. These things, they kind of can divide a little bit. But they were on BBC One attracting, you know, millions of people. And when you're trying to do a Muslim story, that the whole presence of what we were trying to do was a Muslim story, but it's everybody's story. It's a universal story.
Yeah.
Right? Muslims aren't the weirdos who, you know, are down the road. They are you. And to be able to do that on the biggest comedy genre, studio sitcom, was a real privilege in the end. And oh God, I bloody loved it. I really did.
I can't believe you had 3 series. I was just like
5 series.
5.
Have you only watched? What?
Dude, it was a bit. I tell you, the best line for me was when the grandma called Birmingham a shithole. Because I'm from Birmingham too, right? So I'm from like the armpits of the city. I'm from like Small Heath and Whitton. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm from like proper armpits of Birmingham.
I mean, you chose the worst areas. I'm joking.
I never fucking choice, did I? I didn't go to my mom like, oh yeah, don't move to Whitton and don't have me in Small Heath.
Where were you first? Small Heath or Whitton?
Small Heath. I was born in
Brilliant.
Small Heath.
I love that you were in Small Heath and your mum was like, so I've got some good news and bad news.
Well, to be fair, we moved when I was.
We're losing Small Heath. The bad news is we're going to Whitton.
We're going to Whitton.
No, to be fair, both fantastic areas. I've got a lot of history in Small Heath.
I mean, you've got to say that because you're still. I mean, this is the other thing. You're unashamedly from Birmingham, whereas I got the fuck out as soon as possible.
But they are. Listen, you're now in East London, and you know there are every place you go to has got a good and a bad side. You know,
100%.
You know,
100%.
Londoners know this more than anything. You turn.
Oh, mate, I tell you what. The thing is that growing up in Whitton, near the Villa Ground, you're a big Villa fan, I know that.
Yeah.
And in the 80s was quite a tricky spot to grow in. You know what I mean? It was. I think we had like the NF up from Erdington all the time near the Villa Ground. It was just a really hairy upbringing.
Yeah.
But I think that's a similar thing to East. I think I escaped to East London purely for the hedonistic art. I couldn't really be a drum and bass sort of dude in Birmingham for very long. I did all right, but you know, it was.
I mean, it is. You know, I am. I'm not just saying this. I am really proud of Birmingham. I think it's a fantastically diverse and young city. I mean, something like I think it's now officially the youngest city in Europe. You know, and which makes it very exciting. We've got a lot of creatives here. It's a real creative world. You know, it's got a strong music background, you know. Drum and bass, and
I mean,
you know,
Goldie's from Wolverhampton. Ozzy Osbourne's from Aston. I used to, live around the corner from his house where he was raised. Yeah. I mean, essentially, heavy metal was created in the Midlands. So
it was. Yeah, heavy metal was. And you know, a lot of musical genres. I mean, you know, Bhangra music. You know, whether you love it or hate it, whatever you see. I mean, you know, it was a lot of the Punjabis that came from India. They settled in Wolverhampton and Birmingham, and it's got a lot of history there. And it's no surprise that some of these cultural genres, these cultural things, you know, actually do get formed in a city like Birmingham. It's quite unique in that respect.
Speaking about that, you just reminded, of course, how could I forget, like Simon and Diamond, Apache Indian, that whole thing. I mean, UB40, it's a bit hit and miss, but you know, at least we got that.
UB40, Malkeet Singh, Laura Mvula, Beverly Knight. I mean, it goes on. Ocean Colour Scene.
Yeah, fair. And also Nusrat's blue plaques in the town hall.
There you go.
And Malala decided to move to Birmingham. So
Malala. I mean, there's a great story with Malala. She's from Pakistan. You know, she had like a bullet in her head. She could have chosen anywhere. If she turned around and said, "I want to live in Malibu. Can someone sort that out for me?" Yes, there you go.
It would have happened.
Malibu. I want to go to London. I want to live like the other Pakistanis in Kensington in a big mansion and have a little blue plaque outside my house one day. Can I do that? Yeah, you can do that. Where would you really like to go, though?
Birmingham.
I love it.
Fucking hell. I'd say, I mean, I was actually there yesterday. I had to do like a bit of a run to Birmingham to see my folks. They're quite elderly and stuff.
Right.
So I sort of did a flyby and dropped some, like, you know, some proper kana to them. You know, they're elderly and they can't get out. And I was driving through, like back through Whitton, through Handsworth, up to Smethwick and stuff. And I was just like, part of me was like so glad to have been able to be privileged enough to have gotten out of those kind of ends. You know what I mean? Yeah. But another part of me was just like, I really kind of miss it. I miss the kind of just sort of struggling to get by, and kind of all the stuff we went through over there was just mad.
Yeah, and look, I mean, there's lots to be said about those communities as well. I mean, look, it's a very tough time for them, particularly now with
totally.
COVID. It's really tough for a lot of them. But there's an amazing, family vibe there, the real community spirit, And actually, a lot of people, a lot of people who sort of, I've taken sometimes my white friends down to sort of, to Ladypool Road, or you go down to Allen Rock Road or Small Heath or whatever, and you'll grab a quick kebab. And a lot of them will say they're not used to the kind of community spirit that you get there, where everyone literally does know everybody. A lot of the middle classes now, and that's us included. Sometimes you don't even know the neighbours on your street. It's a wave and goodbye. Whereas they're kind of in and out of each other's houses, like Britain used to be actually.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think my experience of growing up in Birmingham was very, very different, because I think we had such a conflict of I think we were right in the crossroads, because it was like Pakistani immigrants up in Winton near the Villa Ground itself. We were kind of down the road, and it was like factories and stuff. So it's like white collar workers, and then it was really intense. I think we were the only brown family in the entire area. So it was kind of a weird situation for me personally. And then I think that community spirit I ended up finding through clubbing in Birmingham. So going out to all the raves and seeing fellow weird brown people was kind of my community spirit. Do you know what I mean? Right. Which again was like just as British as you could imagine. It's like finding someone in a rave and building your own family. It's pretty cool. But that's the thing, is that it got me thinking. I was thinking about all the stuff that I went through growing up, and and being lucky enough to have been to have the life I've had and ended up where I have ended up. And I was just like, putting that into work would be so satisfying. And you've managed to do that. And it's frozen. Damn it. Oh, mate. Adil's connection. I think it's Adil's connection. Let's see. If you're watching, can you hear me talk? Oh, he left. Right. So I'm going to wait for him to come back on. Am I still live? Can anyone message me to see if I'm live? Vinny? Are you still there talking about my booze consumption? You can hear me? Okay, great. Excellent. So I'm going to, there you go. Hi, Adil. So I think your internet connection must have cut off. And again, there's a story in there about being South Asian and having no tech support. So Adil, let me get you back on. There we go. Just added you. Here you go. He's coming back. Thank you. I'm live. Cheers, guys. Hi, Manish. How are you? Yes. Hey.
Hey. I don't know what happened there.
You froze grinning. You had a big smile when you just froze. It was quite pleasant. There, just like that. Hey, Shilpa. Hi, T. I just white Adil was freezing, and yeah, that's exactly like that. I really wanted to reach through the glass and just poke your tongue there, just to mess with you. But yeah, so I was saying, putting your experiences into work is quite satisfying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you must have done that with Citizen Khan.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, absolutely. I think sort of. The first question people say, "Oh, Mr. Khan, is he based on anybody you know? Is he based on your dad?" And it's not based on any individual that I know, but there's a little bit of. I always say there's a little bit of all of us in him, really. It is that thing. It's that. There's a bit of all of us trying to sort of reach a little bit higher in what we're doing, climbing that ladder a little bit, and I think that's what makes him quite universal. So yeah, definitely lots of experiences like that. I mean, what was amazing when we wrote it, and I would sit with my co-writers, Richard Pinto and Anil Gupta, who wrote Goodness Gracious Me, and I wrote with them. And, I'd go, oh, let's do this. An Asian dad would do this, or an Asian dad, and they'll go, well, that's all dads.
Yeah.
That's lots of dads. And then when we filmed it, and, we had a studio audience, and we had people from Polish communities coming to watch, Jamaican communities, Irish communities, and all of them saying, oh my God, the house is just like our house, or... so it was actually quite a sort of an insight for me as well.
It was it's interesting you say that, because have you seen Stat Let's Flats?
Oh, can I quickly say hello to Money?
Yes, sure, please.
Hi, Money. Hello, Money. Hi, thanks for watching.
Yes, Stat Let's Flats on Channel 4.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of it, but it's done really well, hasn't it, on Channel 4?
So it's a whole Greek community, and it's just, as you said, that the kind of cultural sort of aspects of it are almost secondary to the actual comedy itself. So yeah, there's certain themes of family and all those things that are universal. But then I guess did you have issues with producers, say, trying to make it more Asian, having had sort of, there's been a few comedies that were overtly Asian that just kind of missed the mark a little bit. Did you have to fight to sort of maintain your voice through that?
Yes and no, not really. I mean, it was never because I think we all agreed. You know, my thing always was that, you know, always got to try and find the common theme. You know, the thing that people are going to connect with Citizen Khan, really. But we weren't afraid of. We were never sort of told to tone down the Pakistani stuff or the Muslim stuff, because that was Mr. Khan.
Or turn it up, maybe. I mean, did you ever get those notes as well?
No, not really. I don't know. No, they didn't ask to turn it up. You know.
Okay. Yeah, because it was already pretty maxed anyway, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I think Mr. Khan goes on about it so much, so it was part of his sort of character. So, you know.
Is that one of the reasons why you decided to stay in Birmingham once you got a level of success and sort of? Because I think that there's that. You mentioned the community spirit, but then you've got everyone getting into your business as well. So you might want a bit of anonymity.
Yeah, and also, you know, I've got family here, you know, so that's kind of rooted me here. And also, I absolutely love London. It doesn't, and I always think, oh, you know, I'll get someone there, get a place there, I'll move down. But every time I go to London, I love having a bit of time there, but then getting out of London, you know, I love getting out, and what doesn't make sense to me, living in Birmingham, which is a real, you know, it's a busy city, a hectic city, although where I am, it's quite nice and leafy, but still, if I'm going to make a move somewhere at the age of 46 now, it doesn't make sense in some ways to be moving into
somewhere hectic,
into another city. So
yeah, true.
And actually, to be honest, it's bloody expensive to buy anywhere down in London now. So I just think, you know, if I'm going to buy somewhere, I'd rather buy somewhere near the sea or, you know, in another country somewhere, get a little, you know. So it suits me dipping in and out of London, spend as much time as I like there.
Yeah.
Short-term let or rent a little bit or stay in a hotel, Airbnb, and then just bugger off back to Birmingham.
Yeah, I think Heena's right. Like 56, no way. I think that's the thing. Brown people don't age that much.
You just added 10 years.
Fucking out. Sorry. I mean, who needs the Citizen Khan makeup? But that's why, because you look so young. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, the other thing was that going from that whole route to comedy and making your own show and writing your own show, and then having that success. Is there like a certain expectation of creating another character that will follow that up? Because like you look at, say, Sacha Baron Cohen after you know, Ali G, obviously, and you know, there's that difficult second album. Do you know what I mean?
and also look, the thing about Citizen Khan, it wasn't something that, you know, got commissioned and we were on BBC Three, and no disrespect to BBC Three, fantastic channel. Or we went to BBC. We went straight to, you know, BBC One prime time. Yeah. And we launched with nearly 4 million viewers. Yeah. And then we were, you know, with iPlayer, we were getting like 5 million or something.
I love how you put your viewership in, and every time you mention it, like we had 4 million viewers.
Well, you know, it's sort of the last of that. I mean, shows very difficult to get those. Comedy does not rate that anymore. So and I remember in rehearsals one day we were blocking a scene out or something, and my exec took me aside and he just said, because you know you'll never probably won't get anything bigger than this. This is right. And so you know, it is in the back of my head. I think, and usually I think, you know, my comedy career has probably started there. You know, I've been lucky enough to get to my big show. Yeah. And you know, what do I do next? You know, how can you better a BBC One sitcom? In the end, though, comedy is subjective. So whatever I do, it doesn't matter about the audiences now. I don't think it's sort of about, do people find it funny, and you know, and that's it, you know.
Because I think Asim doing Chabuddy G, for example, comes to mind as well. Is that following up that character, because he's not so heavily made up, is going to be quite difficult for him, I guess. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's so iconic and so British. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like Chabuds is basically British, and so's Mr. Khan.
It is, and I think it's a really interesting time. You know, I'm developing a couple of new ideas, and they're very different to Citizen Khan, but you know, we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, it'll be really interesting now, I think, with the diversity conversation, is that, you know, white comedians in the past have been given the opportunity to have one project, go on to another project, go on to another project, go on to another project, you know? And what needs to happen now with, people like Asim and Guz and all of us who are in this area, you know, is that they need to be sort of having conversations.
Oh, mate, just was going to say something interesting. It froze again.
You know,
I bet someone's downloading something in your yard, Adil. Oh yeah, you're back. You're back. There you go.
I'm back. Anyway, so I think, you know,
stop trying to hack the moon. Whatever you're trying to do, keep your bandwidth on this, bro.
I think the diversity agenda. I think I hope they'll sort of push talent to go. Okay, we don't need to come in here and just do your Asian thing and then bugger off. Come in here and let's build a career for you. I mean, that's what they've done with writers and comedians in the past. That's what they need to be doing now. You know.
And that's the thing. Going on to your acting is the other thing. So someone's just mentioned about acting. So that's quite a fascinating leap that you made to actually acting.
Yeah, I mean that was my first sort of really acting sort of job after Citizen Khan, and really my first acting job that I cast for and got the part. Citizen Khan, I wrote it and sort of created the part for myself. So and God, I was shocked when I got it. I really did. I was so surprised. I remember because I went for a casting, and I thought I was just awful. In fact, I remember I was awful. I couldn't remember the words. I would have to stop and start 3 or 4 times. I remember calling my friend afterwards, going, "Oh, that was just terrible." He goes, "Oh, listen, you never know." I said, "Nah, it's horrible." You know.
Yeah.
I never heard anything for probably about 2 months, and then I got a call. I remember it was Christmas time. I got a call saying they want to offer you the part. I'm like, bloody hell, okay.
Yeah.
And I really was surprised, to the point that I was that paranoid that I'd got it, that I was going to turn up on set, and someone would turn around and go, "Oh no, we didn't mean him.
It was the other Asian guy we wanted to get."
Honestly, that was in my head. I thought that some white directors probably just gone,
got you confused.
That Abdul somebody, you know, get him, you know.
Yeah.
And the casting director's gone, I think he means him, you know.
Like, fucking hell, Riz Ahmed's aged a bit, isn't he?
Exactly. So I was that surprised, but I loved it. I had such a great time on that show. It was just brilliant. Working with Joe Joyner, who was Mandy in EastEnders, people will know, and Paul Nicol. It was just such fun, and I learned a lot. Actually, I learned a lot on that show. Yeah, and
then of course it's like, and the other thing that's just fucking crazy to me, which I still don't get, is you standing in for Piers Morgan. I'm like,
yeah,
what?
Somebody said to me recently, "You're the Pakistani Piers Morgan." It's like, what? I don't even know. I don't even know that. That came out of absolute nowhere. Agent got a call saying, "Would Adil be interested in Good Morning Britain?" And honestly, I'm like, what? Okay. I'd done some presenting. I'd done the one show, and I'd done a few things. And years ago, I used to do newspaper reviews on Lorraine. Daytime. Not on the show.
On Lorraine, like today, Lorraine had breakfast, and
anyway, it was great. It's been great. I love Good Morning Britain. I just absolutely love it. It's a real. I think it's a brilliant show. I think it's so of the now. It's such a. It feels like a bit of zeitgeist, that show, actually, because Piers is full of opinion, but so is Susanna, actually. So we're all of us when we go on. We're not so stifled like some other.
And that's kind of different to stuff at the Beeb, because obviously, as you know, because we were both colleagues on the Asian Network for ages, that whole compliance issue and sort of like treading that line, where you've got to be really careful of your opinion, how it goes. You think Good Morning Britain, you can just say what you want to, or do you have to still tread that line?
No, you do have to tread carefully. Of course, you can't just say what you want. But I think what we're encouraged to do there, amongst the, what Susanna and Piers will often do, they will, between the two of them, there is often some balance.
Right.
And that's why Susanna will sometimes get accused of sort of, she doesn't say very much, or she just comes in with this or whatever, because she knows, right, Piers is on a little sort of thing. If he's doing his thing, you let him do his thing, and Susanna will combat that. And often it's quite easy to combat a Piers' opinion, so actually probably comes quite naturally to her. But between the two of them, they've created a bit of balance. Now with me, when I've been there, similarly, they have never once, nobody at ITV has ever said to me, "Be careful about this, don't say this, don't say that," because I think they kind of trust you that you will have a take on something, but either yourself will give the other side of the argument, or yourself, or somebody else will often come in and go, but hang on, what about this? And I think that's really helpful. Whereas actually, I think the BBC, I think it's slightly one of the concerns. I've been quite public about this. I think there is certain issue, I think, with certain BBC shows in that now you've got things like this, Instagram and Twitter especially, Twitter more so than Instagram, that effectively we're all broadcasters. We are all able to, whether it's only to 50 people, 100 people, well, it doesn't matter how many people, but you can broadcast an opinion and you can tell people what you think about something. The only people, as far as I can see, who are not allowed to give us their opinion, either within their work situation or even online, are BBC presenters.
Yeah.
And, and so I think it's a real challenge for them. I mean, I get that it's, also it's great that the BBC is about it being impartial and about fair. But I think sometimes when it comes to issues of racism or Me Too or, certain issues of coronavirus, I don't think there's a balanced argument.
Absolutely. I think
there's only one side of the debate.
I mean, 100%. I think that actually I think that whole impartial argument has been taken to extremes where we need to hear everything, even if it's like a fascist. Like, what are you talking about, bro? It's just wrong.
It's annoying to me in the racing debate when I hate the kind of thing like, is Britain racist? Let's create a debate out of is Britain racist? I mean,
how is that a debate?
What does it mean? It's like we all know that there is racism in Britain. I mean, it's there. It's never gone anywhere. So, but it's just I hate that. Is Britain racist?
But you know what? It was okay. So my brush with sort of because I came from music, right? So I can't do the mainstream stuff as you've done, as Anita's done. Like, hats off to you both. I did Richard and Judy once up against Nick Ferrari. Can you believe this shit? So I was like, it was nuts. So I was on Radio 1 and on Asian Network, and I got invited to go on Richard and Judy up against Nick Ferrari because talking about the ethics of Slumdog Millionaire, because I go on tour to Bombay all the time. Because I'm like, all right, well, this brown face goes on tour to India all the time, even though I'm playing fucking drum and bass and DJing, but he'll know about Bombay. Get your one. Yeah. And I was like, this is bizarre. I was just like, I decided then that whole pathway was just not for me. Right. But the whole idea of like causing debate to get an audience riled up for them to communicate with you, to keep viewing, is something that I just couldn't really deal with.
I mean, it is a thing, and I think, yes, Good Morning Britain, we do that. That there is, you are creating debate. I mean, at the end of the day, what people forget is that it is entertainment. It's not. Yeah. It's television at the end of the day. It's not there to sort of just read out the news. If it was a reading out the news, then you'd just get Ratty Omar, or you just ask Charlotte Hawkins to sit there all morning just reading out the news. I mean, it can't be that. It's got to look good. It's got to look pleasing to the eye. It's got to
and at the same time, news is becoming increasingly opinion and talk show.
Yeah.
So it's like this merging of stuff. So it's somewhere between that.
But I think what happens is when you become, you have an entertainment feel to you. You have a sort of front page of a newspaper feel to a TV show. You do get a certain status. You do attract a big audience. And it then gives you a little bit of clout when you're trying to talk about the news and deal with the news. I think Good Morning Britain, particularly through the coronavirus pandemic, have held government to account. So much so that government ministers are refusing to go on there. And I think that's always a sign that they are, because that is the job many times of the media, actually. It doesn't matter who the government is, whether it's Conservative or Labour, but the job of the media is to hold, is to be on behalf of all of us voters, whether you voted for them or not, is to hold government to account. Otherwise, we've got a dictatorship. So I think you cannot deny that Piers and Susanna for the last 2 months have tirelessly done that.
Yeah. I think that's the thing, is that when it blurs into saying stuff for shock value to attain viewership, that's when when it gets a little like so.
No, I agree.
It's a fine line, right?
No, I agree, and it's sometimes, and I'll be honest, and I'll sometimes have my heart in my mouth to see who are the guests they've got on. If ever there was a time where it's never happened and they don't have her on, but let's say, for example, if Casey Hopkins was invited onto the show when I was presenting, I'd have real issues with that. I would have real issues with that. So, but there are some very, very smart people in the editorial team there who they make the right decisions, and I think they've got some great people on.
Nice. Well, I mean, someone, let me just pull this up, sorry. So Hashim has been messaging relentlessly asking for a Mr. Khan voice. Are you gonna do something to say that to him?
That will cost you. Okay. Go to my PayPal. Thank you.
There you go.
There you
What is your PayPal, dude?
PayPal.
Oh, I should set one up for you. Tell you what, let's cut a deal. I'll set up a PayPal for you, right? To do Mr. Khan shout outs,
Right.
and I'll take a little percentage.
Can I just say, by the way, one thing I want to talk about, I had it last week. Have you had this yet, where people are setting up fake accounts? This is a whole scam. They set up fake accounts of people who with a bit of a profile. Then they pretending to be your personal page. Then they private message your fans or followers and ask. Well, first they say, "Oh, I just wanted your feedback on some work that I've been doing. What do you think of what do you think of my career so far?" And eventually, within about a couple of weeks, it turns into. So in my next project, I'm looking for people to fund my next idea.
Wow.
I'm like scamming people like that. It's unbelievable.
Is that what's happened to you?
Yeah, apparently last week there was somebody on and I had a few people message me, so I've had to have my agent sort of get onto it. But
wow.
I'm thinking it's not a bad idea. Getting people to fund my next project, but also I just can't believe people have that audacity to do that. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, sort of like aping someone to then. I mean, no one will ask for a feedback on their career from people they don't know.
Yeah.
That's just not going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what fucking art is. You do your thing, you put it out, and then you get the feedback whether you like it or not. People will tell you what they think. So doing it on the back end, I don't think anyone's going to do. But also, I mean, I think crowdfunding your new, like, you know, Nikesh, right? Shukla. With this book. Oh, fuck, of course. So this book was crowdsourced, right? Was like, and it just changed the whole publishing industry. So I think there are good things and bad things to it, for sure.
Yeah.
But, I mean, who the hell would want to pretend to be you, bruv? I mean, no offense.
Well, this was the thing that was puzzling me. You know, I might pretend to be me. I might go on, set myself a fake account. You know,
that's with no makeup. Oh, speaking of which, dude. Okay, when we knew each other, when we first met, you had a completely shaven head, and then you got a head of hair. Have you had some treatment done? Is that why you're wearing a cap? There's a rumor. Look, it's so. Look at that. It's just loads. It's just loads. Look.
There's no, you can't see any, there's no like, it's not stuck into my head.
I'm a little bit jealous, man. I'm balding and like losing my
It's funny you should say that. In Birmingham, where I live, I went to a cafe and I was chatting to friends and they were like going, you know, there's a rumor going around that you spent 30 grand on your hair. I'm like, what? What?
But honestly, hands up, I'd believe it.
I know, because I had it, I was so, I think what happened was, I went out to India for Beecham House 2018, and it just started to grow it a little bit. And then I thought, oh, it seems all right. I'll let it grow, and then yeah, I realized I didn't want to grow it because I thought I was going a bit receding, a little
like I am,
a little bit like you. So I thought I won't grow it, but I'm going. It's a little bit here. You see that? It's a little bit sort of receding, a little bit. But
you've got the nice kind of like pube-like growth happening.
Actually, that's what I've done.
Yeah.
You know, as Muslims, we have to shave below, so
it's all just stuck back on.
I shaved them off and stored them in a jar.
and give yourself a light dusting every morning.
And then the mullah comes around with some brick stick, and
job done. Why are you putting the mullah through that? Do it yourself, bastard.
It's part of, you know, you get lots of swab. No, I'm joking.
You get into so much trouble. Okay, so actually now I've got your sort of popular brain. I was going to say populist, but that has bad connotations now.
Yeah.
But I've been thinking about this whole point, right, where I do this conversation with a friend of mine every week. I have a couple of drinks, we talk nonsense, but I need a better title for it, right? And so I don't know what the hell to call it. So someone said Abhay Deol was on, you know, the actor. We were in a movie together randomly.
Abhay Deol.
Abhay Deol.
Abhay Deol. I love Abhay. I'm in love Abhay.
Abhay Deol. Oh, my first scene with him, I had to lick his face. It was wicked.
Were you like deal or no deal?
Deal, a deal.
Adil or Bobby Deal.
Or your deal.
Bobby Deal or no Adil.
Oh, check your deal, mate.
There's something in there somewhere. Anyway, yes, go on. So what's your
No, so basically, I've had two mates say stuff, right? One is which is Nikesh said Nerm shouts at his mates for an hour. Then the other one was Namaste, which is rubbish. And then the other one,
I like that.
Namaste. If
you had like a yoga retreat where people can go and like stay for like a week and drink juice and do yoga and listen to like lovely music. It'd be called Namaste.
Drink juice
Welcome,
and
welcome,
doing yoga and drinking
welcome to
lovely
Namaste.
non-alcoholic drinks.
Namaste. Welcome to Namaste.
How would that be anything to do with me, bro? That is someone that's fake, like pretending to be me, man. No way.
Namaste. Hello. Welcome to Namaste.
Namaste.
Lord Nerm will be here
Dude,
to see you soon.
I'm way too brown to set up that business. What are you talking about? You're kidding me? No way. No way. But then the other one, which I think is brilliant, is Chitter Chatter.
Chitter Chatter. Now that's brilliant. Chitter, who thought of that? That's brilliant.
It was something that me and Simon, you know, my best mate Simon, right? So we talked about that. So it's like Chitter Chatter.
That's
so,
great. Chitter Chatter. I like
Chitter
that.
Chatter.
Chitter Chatter. Yeah.
But I think it's a bit too brown. So like I've got, you know, it's a broad church. Like I said, the prerequisite for this is like, have I been a drunken ass in front of that person? And then that's what the guest is basically. Right. So I don't know whether Chitter Chatter is too brown.
Right.
But then chitters are brown, right?
They certainly are. They certainly are brown. I don't worry about it being too brown. People who don't understand it will get to know what it is. But if they don't understand it, they'll just think it means chitter chatter. So it's fine.
So maybe it is chitter chatter.
Yeah, I like that chitter chatter. Yeah.
I said to Anushka, I was like, would you come on if it was called chitter chatter? She was like, I'm not sure.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Anushka's got class, so yeah, she would not.
Yeah, I'm not sure that would have worked. Yeah. But yeah, man. So
I've been winding Anushka up. She's doing this thing, isn't she, where you can bid for charity for her to record a song. Or
are you sure is that her actual profile? Is that some fake person?
No, yeah, maybe. She's got some money from me anyway. I've been paying her.
Okay.
No, I think you can bid for her to perform a song for you online in 2 weeks' time.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
For charity, and I've been saying I'm gonna get her to sort of perform, you know, Little Mix or something like that. Bid for it, and then you can get her to perform anything you like. I imagine.
I can't say this actually because I know that there's something cool that she's doing that's amazing, so I can't talk about it. But it's a separate thing. Yeah.
Is it with Little Mix?
No.
Oh, no. Is it Bombay Mix?
Bombay, yeah. Is it Bombay Mix? Oh my God! Like Citizen Khan Series 6 is just writing itself.
I know.
Dude, actually, are you doing anything more with that character? Are you going to bring it back for anything else? I froze again. Oh.
We're going to bring it back for a special at the moment. So
yeah.
But just trying to think when.
Adil, can you repeat that? Because you glitched out. Can you repeat that?
Oh, sorry. We're gonna bring it back for a special. So we'll do a one-off special at some point. Am I still glitched out?
So would it be like an Eid special? Like instead of a Christmas special, you got an Eid special?
It could be an Eid special. But listen, you know, we could be open-minded, do a bar mitzvah special. I mean, I don't know. But it will be a special, and I don't know when. I mean,
sorry, you do realise that a bar mitzvah isn't like a Jewish annual celebration.
I know, but it just sounds funny. Bar mitzvah, yeah.
You're like Passover. You could have had several other sort of Jewish events, but a bar mitzvah, okay, great.
Bar mitzvah, yeah, I know. But it sounds funny. But we are thinking of doing this. Well, we will come back for a special. We spoke this week. We're going to do a special, just working out the best time to do it, and. The problem is because we're a studio sitcom, we couldn't film at the moment. We probably can't film early next year either because we're in a studio. We've got a studio audience. Social distancing is just not possible.
Oh, dude, Mr. Khan trying to do a Zoom call would be amazing.
Oh, God, it'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Like an isolation, Mr. Khan would be wicked.
Exactly. Well, I have got one joke already. It doesn't matter when we film or when we shoot. I think we're going to have Nunny still in isolation. He's still got Nunny self-isolating in the attic.
That's amazing.
Throwing her custard creams, but, you know, can I come down here? No, it's not safe. It's not.
That's amazing.
So we don't know when. I've got my eye. I know it's a bit longer to wait, but Commonwealth Games are going to be in Birmingham in year after next, 2022. So I think that might be a really good time to do a special for us, really. So
did you take it live?
We did an arena tour. We did Wembley, Birmingham, Manchester arenas, and then we did sort of medium to size theatres, and we did a few little small theatres. It was great, really good fun. I loved it. Yeah.
That's crazy. Because I vaguely remember, like, there was like Mary Whitehouse Experience that went live, which I remember from when we were kids.
That was phenomenal, though. That was, yeah.
Because you remember that whole, like, that was like playground stuff. Like, we'd repeat that stuff in the playground constantly.
Exactly. I mean, they were the first rock and roll comedians, weren't they? And sort of.
Well, young ones, technically. You could say the young ones.
Well, I mean, in terms of Wembley, they were the first ones to do big live stadiums.
Oh, I see. Like that, yeah.
Yeah, 90,000 or something. It was just something ridiculous. You know, we had 5,000, you know, but I mean, it was still big. But it was lots of fun. So, yeah, those Citizen Kahn's interesting. We're talking also about, talking to people at the moment about potentially doing an animation, trying to see if we can do a Citizen Kahn animation, which will be fun. So,
that's what you were talking, we discussed, you mentioned that in India last time we were in Bombay.
So yeah, that's stepped up a little bit more now. So we're going to we're putting together it's quite a long old process, putting together a pitch document, writing a little script, and the fun bit's trying to animate the characters, and then we'll just send it off to Netflix, Amazon, or whatever, and hopefully one of them will go, yeah, we'll have this.
Have you thought about doing it in mocap?
In what?
In mocap. So you put motion capture, so you wear a green, like Andy Serkis, right? So you put on a green suit, and you can do the whole movement, and then you've got the animation done.
Oh, that's good. That's a good point. Yeah, mocap.
Yeah,
very nice.
So you save the hours in makeup. Get your green man suit on.
Yeah,
and then just do your Mr. Khan sort of wobbly things.
Well, I was speaking to the director I just did a little film last year with, silly name drop, with Dame Judi Dench, called Blythe's Spirit. I had a little part in the movie, and we were talking, and the director was saying that he imagines in years to come that so much of it is going to be sort of, you know, technology and CGI, etc., that eventually, you know, you will be sort of, actors will go in and sell their body movement. They won't even turn up on set. In the end, they'll just license out their bodies, and you know, and they'll say, oh, we want his right arm or something, you know. And you know.
There's a fundraising idea for people that have got weird fetishes. I want Mr. Khan's right arm just to do what I want with it. Exactly. I just want the right arm with a bit of fluff just at the top of the
Talking of that, I saw something on TV last night. What was it? What channel was it on last night that I saw about this woman who has made hundreds of thousands of pounds from selling photos of her feet? I didn't even know it was a thing.
Dude, I thought you were the customer. What are you talking about? I thought that was just you buying up these things, man.
I didn't know it was a thing. I'm thinking,
I refuse to believe that you are 46 years old and you've never heard of a foot fetish thing.
No, come on. Fetish I've heard, but I didn't know people are getting in touch with her and asking and paying for photos of her feet.
How is that shocking?
But why? I would have thought you could just Google it and you'll get. Okay,
I mean, let me explain the fetish.
Go work in Clark's shoes on a Saturday. I mean, that's what I did.
To satisfy your foot fetish. Totally. Oh mate. Oh mate. I mean, so I think the attachment comes with knowing the individual and getting those feet.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Wait there. Okay. Yeah. I just thought. Yeah. I think that's probably what it is.
All right. Somebody, Tracy, saying it's the same as you and your socks. Oh yes. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, hang on. People.
What happened?
I used to have a thing. Well, I haven't done it for a while on my Instagram page. I got into this phase of buying very colourful socks, and I used to love them. It makes you, and I still have. It makes you feel very. In fact, I've got. There you go. No, look at that. Yeah.
Look at that bit of heel. Hang on, let me just.
I've probably got dog hairs all over.
I know. Let me put my camera off. I'm just going to enjoy myself a bit looking at your heel.
That'll cost you.
Send it to your PayPal account. Yeah, we'll put it up.
Exactly. But anyway, so I was posting pictures of my colourful socks, and it became a bit of a thing, actually.
Right.
Yeah. So
that's what it is. So you understand about your foot fetish thing.
Well, maybe that's what it is. But yeah, I wasn't charging people. It was free on Instagram. But she was also saying that people would be. She had a price menu for her feet, pictures of her feet, and also if they wanted her socks, people would buy her socks.
Yeah. I mean, it's so sweet that I've known you for this long and you're still this innocent.
No.
I
get
How are you this innocent?
I get the fetish.
It's the business aspect you don't understand.
The business aspect of it.
come and talk to this Gujarati brother. I'll help you out. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I think. I think this is probably not for this chat, but there is a theory.
There's a business opportunity to sell your dirty socks.
There's a theory as to why Asian men do have a. I think there is a foot fetish thing amongst Asian men.
I mean, I haven't got.
It's probably for another story, another day.
Well, there's. You've just reminded me of
what's
something really
Michelle
funny.
saying? Is that Michelle, our mutual friend?
Yeah, it's Michelle. I think she's replying to Hina saying, "You two are funny. Can we do this again?" And Michelle's saying it's all an act.
It's all an act
because we're not actually this funny normally.
No,
we're just complete lies. We're hilarious. I tell you.
Yeah.
But it was really. So I think when Dee got married. Anita was we were waiting, like some part of the ceremony, it was in a lull. We were all waiting around. So Anita was there and I put on her heels because we have the same size feet. So Rani, so yeah. So she took a picture and put it on her Instagram of me wearing just my foot in her heels. And there was like enough like excitement about this, like thinking it was her foot and stuff. And then the reveal was like, it's a dude. They were like, oh. So it was like a bait and switch. It was just so funny. That's how we kept ourselves engaged in between all the events at Dee's thing, you know. Yeah. So when are you down next? When are you in London next? Like,
well, I'm doing a load of Good Morning Britain now, so I'll be week after next. I think.
Oh, you're back on?
Yeah. So 16th of July, I think I'm on either the Thursday and Friday or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of every week for about 7 weeks. So
I don't know
July, a lot of July and August, all of August. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't. Maybe fuck it. I'll say it. I've had a couple of drinks. So I thought that what you said about Piers Morgan on "Have I Got News for You" got you barred from that show. I thought you would have gone. I think he would put his foot down and said, "Nope, we're not having him back on."
No. I've been on since then. That was just a joke, you know. People weren't there. I was basically there was some reference to Good Morning Britain, and I said, oh, of course, you know, I sometimes work and present on Good Morning Britain. And the best thing about being on Good Morning Britain is the best thing about covering Piers Morgan on Good Morning Britain is
not
you never get to see Piers Morgan. Which I know he found funny. He just made a big thing of it. He did find it funny. No, I've been on since then. I think. Normally, I would have been on by now, but I think because of COVID and stuff, he wanted to be on, and I completely get it. And I think he should be on, and I think he's done a good job. So, but now I think he's having a bit of a holiday, like he always does. So yeah, I'll step in.
Oh, nice. Well, Michelle's saying don't ask me because I won't. Wait, Michelle, are you saying don't ask Adil, or Adil shouldn't ask me because I'm shit at staying in touch with people?
Oh, she probably means me. And
okay.
When I go to London, the problem what she doesn't. We film in West London.
Yeah.
Michelle doesn't leave East. I mean, it's almost
neither do I. We're all East London idiots, so you know.
Yeah, you guys are not allowed to leave East London. It's sort of like there'll be some sort of alarm that will go off. You know,
our foot tags will flash. We're like, no,
exactly.
They're leaving East London.
Oh, there's not enough brown people left. Come back.
Exactly.
So,
Since Britain's been gentrified, we need as many.
I think you're worried if you leave your homes, there'll be squatters when you get back or something. So
there is a little bit of that. That is true.
Anyway, no. So it's not always easy, and I work really odd hours. Maybe a good point, but I'm up at sort of 3:30 in the morning, so it's not.
What time does the show finish? Because I've stopped watching. I haven't watched TV for years, so I have no idea what it was on.
It finishes at 9, so which is great. I mean, you know, you've got your a day's work out of the way, but it means you're exhausted by mid-afternoon.
Okay, so you've just reminded me of what we could do. I just had a flashback. We could meet up in Central and go for breakfast because when Avengers Endgame came out, the last Avengers film, that big Marvel thing, it was me, Nikesh, and Nish Kumar. Saw it at like 6 a.m.
right
in Leicester Square, and I was late because I'd been out the night before, and I got up at sort of 6 and had to jump in a cab and made it by the skin of my teeth because I'm an idiot. But yeah, there's some good spots around there, so we could. But
I'm not doing the restaurants and all that kind of stuff at the moment.
What do you mean? That.
So we could go and we could sit outside somewhere. We can grab some takeaway lunch and sit on a
That's true. And my nightlife has been severely curtailed by this whole thing.
Sit on the yeah. I'm going to try to be one of the sensible ones and to see. If we get to a really low, I'm slightly worrying now. You know what's happening in Leicester, and they think they might have to lock down parts of North London, and Which I think so. I think for me, I think just being a little bit sensible for a little bit longer and just see where
Oh,
we're
totally. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm not. I think yeah, my trip to Brum was like drop off the thing and drive straight back to London.
Perhaps the best message ever there from Charlie. It says Nando's are doing takeaways now. I mean,
dude.
come on.
What's it called? Dishum are doing takeaways.
Oh, really? We could get a Dishum breakfast.
That's exactly what I meant. That's exactly what I meant.
We could get a Dishum breakfast from the one in Covent Garden.
That's what I meant. That's exactly what I was going to. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just walk down to Trafalgar Square and sit there or something. That'd be lovely.
Yeah. Or the park in Leicester Square.
Or the park in Leicester Square.
Yeah.
I think I've been to the park. Where's the park in Leicester Square?
It's got a Charlie Chaplin statue right over the road from the cinema. There's that little bit of green.
Yeah. Okay.
Where, you know, Capitol used to be on the left.
Yes.
Or whatever it's called. So,
I mean, that time in the morning, there's not going to be anybody there anyway, so it shouldn't be that busy at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's it like? I was in London recently for something, but
I honestly haven't been out that much. I've been up to the road to London Fields to meet a friend and sit in the park and have a couple of margaritas. But I'm increasingly worried of like, the pub thing. I'm staying away. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Hey, Bailey's here. You remember Bailey from One Extra?
Oh,
DJ
yeah.
Bailey.
Hi.
Yeah. Big up Bailey.
It's like he's got like a Nando's thing on his phone. As soon as somebody mentions Nando's, I think he gets an alert, and he's like, "Nando's takeaways. I need this."
Mate, I've been cooking up my own, man. I've been getting the barbecue going and doing all sorts of stuff.
Nice.
It's been good. But yeah, what are your plans this evening? Because I'm going to go get some dinner in a bit.
Yeah, I'm going to get sort some dinner out. I made an aubergine and potato curry. I'm going to have that.
You love your bangins, don't you?
I do. Yeah, that's the one thing about lockdown is that I've been cooking a lot more. I've got the Dishum cookbook, Asma Khan's cookbook, and just Googling and just loving it. I am like, there's something very nourishing about I don't know about you anyway. Sort of if I'm not writing or if I'm not being creative, I get slightly frustrated. So if I can't do anything, I start cooking, or I do because it's that idea of always making something. So, but I love it, and and making a curry is the best thing because it is trial and error, and you get it better each time you make it. So yeah, I'm loving it. So I've got a bit to finish off on that. Do some chapatis, eat that, and then watch trash TV tonight. I think we can go have a big early night.
So Charlie's saying, what sauce spice do you both have? I mean, I probably go hot as you can get extra hot.
Oh, you mean on the Nando's?
I guess that's what he's asking. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah, medium. But I do like
what medium? Shut up! You're from Birmingham and you're Pakistani. What are you talking about?
I even like the lemon and herb, man. I mean, just a bit of lemon and herb. It's nice. The chicken itself is good. It's overpowering it with too much hot sauce.
I mean, you know what? This has let me down, man. I'm not. I'm not. I think we have to take away your brand membership card now, man. And the brand Illuminati is going to have to refute your membership.
Listen, if you're proper Asian, what tends to happen when you get to my age, 46, you start realizing, right, I've got to tone down on the chili, man. I've got to tone down.
Dude, you know what I've got? Actually, this is it. You know what I've got, and this is exactly. That's right. He is a sellout. So what I've got, which is fantastic, is a battery-powered bidet. So.
What?
Yeah, it's like this thing, right? So I don't drive like
is that the thing with buttons on it? So you have buttons.
So I press. I fill it with water, and I put it, near my rectum after I've done a poo, after I've had a wipe and that. But then I press it, and the water comes out and gives me a good saffron, like it would be in India or Pakistan.
And does it have a dryer on it as well?
No, man, it's not that fancy.
So hang on. So then, how do you dry yourself?
You just pat dry or wipe it again. But I mean, my point is that the water gets rid of the chili business. So you don't have to have your lemon and herb for fear of a stingy bottom when you got one of them things. Right. I'll send you the link, bruv. You'll enjoy it. I
don't know. When you get to my now, suddenly you have a curry and you go, oh, I need some yogurt with it. I'm not that level now. I'm turning into my dad. Yogurt. Like that. So anyway.
Well, on that chitter chatter, shall we say farewell?
Yes, thank you very much. That was definite chitter chatter.
Proper chitter chatter.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man.
It was lovely catching up, bro.
Give my love to your lovely lady wife.
I shall do.
And hopefully see you guys soon. If I am in London I will be. I'll give you a shout. We'll catch up for a coffee and breakfast, and it'll be great. Yeah. Yeah, man. Absolutely. And bring your socks so we can sell them. We'll be in touch about your business plans. I'll sort it out for you. All right. Bros, big love. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. There we go. End it.